All right, this is the Flag Football America Network, and I have an exciting guest with us today. He's doing some very innovative things with flag football. So who do we have on the line with us?
This is Travis Burnett with FlagSpin. How are you doing?
Good. So please tell us what you do with your organization and what's the goal of FlagSpin.
All right. Well, FlagSpin it's been around for a couple of years, and we're just kind of now relaunching it to kind of put a fresh new spin on it. So we're developing a website that essentially was going to be kind of a resource for flag football players to come to for plays, strategies, reviews, any kind of information that they need in regards to flag football. So we'll have events, things along those lines, independent in nature, so we're not tied to any other organization, and we can just kind of go through the organizations across the country and kind of report on what we see and give people information that they can kind of get better at and help the sport grow, hopefully, which is our goal. So we're just launching this Saturday, or this Sunday, and trying to get it up and running so that people can kind of have a place to go to and talk about flag football and get what they need.
Okay, and what's Sunday's date going to be?
This Sunday is March 1st, and so we're launching the first round of the website, which is very informational, blogs, strategies, plays, stuff like that, and then we were going to be rolling out some more features in the future. We'll have a flag store where we'll have different gear for sale and things along those lines as well, sooner than later. So we're starting out kind of with what we had before, a fresh new coat of paint, and giving people something to kind of come and check in on and find out what's going on around them when it comes to flag football and that type of stuff.
So one of the things I always like to ask my guests is, obviously you've put a lot of time and effort into building, a flag football community. How did you initially get into flag football? What got you started in the sport that led you to where you're at today?
Sure. It's been a long ride. Honestly, I went to Texas A&M, and I played high school football. I played a little bit of 7-on-7 in high school. Went to A&M, went into the Corps, and was an athletic officer for our outfit. And during that time, flag football was, my sport of choice because I love football, and so I started kind of developing plays and trying to help our team. We had the smallest outfit in the Corps, ended up winning the A division of that, which is a big deal for us. We had basically 20 guys to choose from. We won 7-on-7 out of some outfits who had hundreds of guys. And so, our senior year, we were really good. Those 4 years, I just kind of learned flag football, learned intramurals, started developing on different creative things, how to create playbooks, selling them online. And so I just kind of developed a passion for flag football during that time, specifically for intramurals. And then when I got out of school, I started looking into what else there was, adult league, stuff like that. So I got connected with some people here in Dallas when we moved back here, specifically a guy named Dennis Friels who runs Flag Football X. And at the time he was running 4 or 5 other leagues, tournaments, things along those lines. And I kind of helped him rebrand and create Flag Football X, put some of my graphic design knowledge that I had just barely started learning to the test and help him with that. And from there, it's just kind of the rest is history. He kind of went on to develop that as far as running events, and I'm now kind of running FlagSpin as more information-based, and also have kind of developed a full graphic design, web design career out of it, so it all worked out. But since then, I've been playing in leagues, tournaments, nationally, locally, ever since then for the last 10, 15 years. So it's just been a big passion of mine. I love it and love the community, love the people that we hang out with every week and seeing all that kind of stuff too. So I just figured I may as well try to help better the sport while I'm at it.
That's great. So now I know, one of the things with Flag Football America we do is just look at all the different types of leagues that are out there. And again, I'm with Travis Burnett from FlagSpin.com. What would you say your kind of your target demographic? Now I know youth can play co-ed. There's 4-on-4, 7-on-7, contact, non-contact. So if you just kind of had to sum up kind of your general target audience I know that's a big question, but what would you say your demographic that you want to at least start out with on this relaunch?
No, that's a good question. And for FlagSpin, I honestly would love to hit every aspect. And part of me developing FlagSpin is to learn a little bit more about what's going on in other places. Because, I feel like at some point we're kind of secluded here in Dallas in what we do. Because we typically, just to go through what we have here, 4-on-4 and 5-on-5 are big, but they're both non-contact. We have 8-on-8, which is non-contact, and then we have 9-on-9, which is contact, as far as like independent city leagues go. We have, 7-on-7, they run those through the intramurals. There are some 7-on-7 things going around. In Texas, there's some big 7-on-7 tournaments and stuff. It's not as big in the adult realm as it is in like the college and intramural realm. So outside of that, we don't have a lot of 5-on-5 contact, which I know like they play in Orlando and, at nationals and stuff like that. 8-on-8 contact, we don't do a lot of that either. And so, I'm part of it is kind of me getting out there and finding out what else there is, because there's so many different ways to play, which is what makes the sport great. It would be nice to have kind of some ground rules, maybe to make it official, because everything's so independent, segmented, and that's kind of why FlagSpin exists, honestly, is to kind of help cohesively bring everything together, because each organization is so independent and competitive and has a way of making money, and so nobody works together. So that's kind of why we're here. So as far as demographic goes, though, co-ed, you can play co-ed in any realm. Women are, I think that sport is growing more than anything else right now. There's a lot of high school 7-on-7 co-eds that are growing, or just straight women's leagues. And so there's not really a men versus women type thing. I mean, I would say statistically there's more men who are involved in flag football, so maybe there's more of a demographic there. But typically it's probably the 18 to 35 year, mostly men sports type of guys that are playing. But part of I'm learning to play quarterback because I want to play until I'm 50. So I mean that's not like a specific age range, and we typically deal in the adults, but youth is probably even bigger than adults, and we're kind of partnering and working with people in the youth realm as well, because it's huge, it's all over the place. So it's growing all around. So it's a good sport to be in right now. Are you there? I think I might have lost you. I can't hear you if you're talking.
Oh, no, I was going to say that, playing quarterback kind of something you grow into.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we, here I played receiver growing up all the way through high school. I played receiver in college, playing in the murals. We had a quarterback, and so it really wasn't until the last probably 2 years that I've even started playing quarterback. And here, it's a pretty competitive region in Dallas. We'll place pretty well when we go into Roswell, when we go to Orlando. We won Roswell this year. We won some of the Roswell or the Orlando stuff. And so, we travel well nationally and win. And so there's a lot of competitive teams here, and I feel like it's a good place to learn because there's stuff going on all the time. You can be in a league pretty much every night of the week. And there's also a lot of pickup stuff. And pickups is probably the best way to learn because it's no pressure. You get out there, you can play with different people and learn stuff all the time. So I love playing quarterback. I think even if you end up not being good, if you try to play quarterback, it'll at least kind of teach you some appreciation for the position. It's definitely the hardest position to play and play well as far as any other thing goes. So it's a fun place to be, but it gives you a lot more control over your team. And I definitely enjoy playing it for sure. But it does take a while to kind of learn how to do it.
Yeah, it's one of those things for me. It was like, hey, I'd rather just do it myself because no one was doing it the way I wanted to do it. But it's fun. It's a lot of responsibility. I find the guys who organize the team tend to be the QB because it's all about leadership. It's about playing. It's about personality. So it really covers a lot of different just aspects of the game and just life in general.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's hard organizing a team, and that's part of some of the stuff that we're going to talk about in FlagSpin is, giving tips and techniques and strategies and, anything from actually how to play the game to how to organize your team and how to run your team and how to, how to find players and, what personnel works better in what situations, and, how to deal with guys that, everybody, it's just like, it's like teaching kids in some places, because everybody learns differently. Everybody's going to respond differently. Some people don't like being yelled at. Some people don't like, some people need to be yelled at. So it just depends on what the case may be as far as inspiring people and, pushing them to their limits or whatever. So it is. It's by far the most challenging position, I feel like. And to do it well, it's hard. You can do aspects of it well, and maybe you can run well, or maybe you can throw well, but if you can't do all of it and read the defense and do everything, you're still not going to perform well. It's hard. It's the hardest position to transition from. So whenever you're coming from maybe a high school quarterback or a college quarterback, stepping in and playing flag football is no piece of cake when it comes to being a quarterback. You have to learn a lot. More so than any, and you can step in and be a receiver and do that pretty well, because you can just run the routes. You can step in and cover somebody one-on-one, because that's pretty easy to do. It's the same thing pretty much. But quarterback's a different animal. Yeah, it's a fun position to play, but it takes a while.
Absolutely. All right, well, this is, again, Stacey Marshall of Flag Football America. I'm on the phone and on the podcast with Travis Burnett. He is, I guess, the founder of FlagSpin.com. Well, I would be remiss if we didn't talk about your Facebook page. Went there, checked it out. You kind of got something in your bio that says the best flag football website ever. I love it. And, yeah, you're doing some innovative things with something called Thunderclap. And one of the things that I've been impressed with is your aggressiveness and your willingness to really utilize social media. So let my audience know, what is Thunderclap?
Well, first of all, Thunderclap, honestly, I came across Thunderclap because I've worked with some projects when it comes to Kickstarters, Indiegogo projects, stuff like that, where you have a date that you start and a date that you end, and Thunderclap is a way to kind of drive traffic on a specific date. So to kind of back up a little bit, me as an individual, my full-time job is a web director, web creator. I do design, I do graphic design, I do photography. We have kind of a all-around graphic design agency that I operate. I've got a full-time social media, assistant that's on staff and some other things. So we do a lot of creative stuff. And so transitioning into FlagSpin, I wanted to make sure that I hit on those points as well. And I understand the importance of, being tied in Facebook and Twitter and, Instagram and, anything else that comes along with that, because people love, especially when it comes to flag football, people love their photos and their videos and all that kind of stuff to be shown and talked about. And, pretty much everything that goes along with just a normal business, you can apply to flag football and do it visually and do it socially. And so we're trying to bring that aspect to it for sure. And we're tied in here locally. We're at all the events. I've got a couple partners that are working with me to kind of create content for the website, but also be on site to, take photos, take video, and kind of get it up there. So Thunderclap specifically is kind of tied into that. And it essentially, on the day that we launch, which is this Sunday, anybody who signs up for our Thunderclap campaign will be entered to win some of the prizes that we're giving away. So what Thunderclap is instead of just saying, hey, here, share a message on Facebook, instead of doing that and sort of sharing it on Twitter and doing it now and doing it kind of everybody does it at their own time, through Thunderclap, you just go on, you click one button that says, I support with Facebook, I support with Twitter, and on the date that we launch, which is the Sunday, it'll post all at once everybody that supported it. It only does that if we hit our goal, but we've already hit our goal. So our goal was 200 supporters. We're already over that. I think we're at 210, 215, something like that. So at this point, it's just all free. If you go and you click and you support on the 15th, on Sunday, it'll post your message to Facebook that says, new FlagSpin website launch, free plays, strats, reviews, tournaments. So basically, you're sharing the fact that we're launching a new website. It's flag football based, but in doing that, you'll also be entered to win some pretty cool prizes. So the prizes that we're doing. A grand prize is basically a free league or tournament entry. It's a $300 value. Anywhere, it's not a specific event. So if you're living in Massachusetts and there's a tournament near you and it's, $280 to enter, we'll cover that, or we'll work with the league to basically cover that, or however it may be. But you're going to get a free entry into that league whatever you choose if you win the grand prize. So it's going to be a random drawing. We're going to post it on all of our social networks whenever we do it. We're going to have some custom jerseys that we're going to create, some custom flags that we're going to give away, so some cool prizes. So all you have to do is just go sign up basically at Thunderclap, and you might win some cool stuff and also be supporting and kind of promoting the fact that we got a new website that your friends might want to see and, you know, your teammates might want to see too. So, Thunderclap's a great tool. Use it in a lot of different ways, but it's coming in pretty handy. It's been pretty successful and had a good following so far. So excited about it. You know, we do integrate with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all that other kind of stuff too. So we'd love to have you follow us on there. We're going to be very active, posting all the time, anything from photos and videos to, you know, updates on events and tournaments and, you know, questions and whatever else may be. You know, I think you will want to follow us if you have an interest in flag football for sure.
That's great. That's great. You know, flag football has so many different elements to it, and one of the things that I've been finding is different organizations and leagues focus on different things. Like some leagues do stats, or some leagues just focusing on great, you know, promotional items. So one of the things that I know you'll be focusing on heavily is just sort of like plays and play management and, you know, helping different leagues get plays and kind of breaking down. Can you talk more about how your focus will be on kind of like working with leagues and helping people with plays?
Well, so it's twofold. One is going to be working with the leagues, and so a lot of leagues have already reached out to us. We've worked with them in the past, and we're working with them now to kind of help boost their, you know, ability to relate to their players, to provide resources to their players, to keep their players interested. And so from the player perspective, how we do that is by providing just information. And so plays is a big part of it, and that's probably the biggest part of our draw currently. And, you know, there's a lot of different websites. If you just Google flag football plays, you know, there's tons of different, I mean, not tons, but there's, you know, a whole page full of, you know, hey, buy my playbook. And it's $20, $30, $40, whatever, and you can go out there and pay for somebody's random playbook of plays that they say is good. You have no idea if it's good most of the time, and I've purchased quite a few of them. I'm not a big fan of really any of them as far as being actually practically good plays that actually explain what to do. So kind of the different approach that we're taking to it is everything that we provide informationally on our website is free. So it's all on there. We're going to have some different things in the future as far as possibly running events or, you know, creating apparel or doing some other flag football related things, maybe a membership system that's tied into the organization to get you discounts and stuff. But in the immediate future, it's just going to be, you know, all the information, strategies, plays, how to be, you know, a good rusher, how to be, you know, a quarterback. You're stepping into the league, you want to learn how to play quarterback. Here are some tips how to do that. Plays is the biggest draw, and so anything from 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9 man for now, possibly 6 man in the future because it's not as big in most of the country, but we're going to have plays that not only can you see it and it visually looks good and, you know, you can show you the play that works and everything, but we'll actually explain it. We'll have a rating system on there so other people can go on there and say, yeah, this play works, comment on it. They can do all kinds of stuff. So you'll actually have from trusted sources, which we've played in a lot of the national tournaments, people who are creating these plays know what they're doing. They're not just random plays. And then also other users can log on and kind of, you know, communicate with you, and, you know, you can show it and see what's the highest rated play and what's the most favorite play, which one's most viewed, and different things like that. So it'll be a lot more interactive than a traditional playbook, and it's free. So it's good to go check it out. It's a good resource to just, you know, even if you're on the field, pull up on your phone, you need some help on finding a 5-on-5 play or a 5-man play, whatever, and log on and see if you can find some help. So we're always here to help.
Okay, yeah, and also on your website, you just talked about like tournaments and things like that. What type of events are on your radar, or what other organizations have you seen that you'd like to sort of connect with, not only in Texas but throughout the United States? Anything come to mind?
Well, I mean, anything. Typically, we're looking for more tournaments as far as posting to our event calendar, because the leagues, everybody's running leagues, even cities are running leagues. It would overload us a little bit to post every single league from every single city across the country. But if you've got a tournament and, specifically that's, let's say you're giving away cash, you got a prize or whatever, you don't have to give away anything. It could be a charity tournament, anything. A tournament is specifically what we're looking for. It's a one-day event. It's not every day of the week. It's not like a recurring event, anything like that. If you've got a tournament, we would love to post it to our calendar because people are looking all the time to find new places to play, whatever. We will have a forum system that we're going to be integrating probably in the next 2 or 3 months post-launch that will have more of a discussion area for leagues and tournaments that you can post, specifically leagues. If you have in a league, you can post a topic and say, hey, we're recruiting for this area or whatever. But right for now, we do have a community area where you can actually just go to our website, go to a page that says submit your event, submit the title, if you have a flyer or an image to go with it, description, date, time, venue, location, organizer, all that kind of stuff. Post it, submit it. It'll be on our website. People who are already checking out flag football information from our area will find you and hopefully, get some more traction for your tournaments. And in the future, we are actually trying to maybe even partner with organizations to kind of help them by, branding, with FlagSpin, providing resources, rule books, different things like that can maybe even help people who are trying to start up an organization, get up and running, and, get up on the right foot, have all the marketing materials they need, help them, here's how you get referees, here's how you do this, here's a website that we can help you by starting and, collecting registrations and all that. So there's a lot of plans for the future, but for now, events are kind of where we are allowing people to submit their information, as well as blogs and everything else. So, a lot of our stuff is information-based. So if you do run leagues or you run tournaments or whatever, and you have a weekly update that you post to your website, we'll have a submit your blog or submit your news type of place on our website where you can go in and actually kind of promote what you're doing through our website. We can approve it and then post it and show it to everybody and post it on Facebook, stuff like that, so that people can kind of see what you're doing. If it's relevant flag football content and information, it'll be mutually beneficial. Try to have those type of tie-ins available too. So ultimately, everything we do, we want organizers, coordinators, other leagues and tournaments to feel like Flag Football X, FlagSpin and Flag Football X, all the other places over here are going to be a good reference for them to send their players to, so that we can then kind of help them grow, keep their players excited, and provide a resource for them at the same time.
About, again, Football America, I'm Travis Burnett from FlagSpin.com. We got about so talk briefly. I'm just a free agent. I like to play in all these different leagues. I play on 3 or 4 different teams. Talk about just some of the features an individual might have when they come to your website as a member.
So right away, we're not going to have memberships kind of tied in. It's going to be all free. Eventually, when we do roll out kind of a more of a membership-based system, what we're going to do is, our specific plan is going to partner with a lot of the organizations from across the country. So pretty much anybody who opts in. So let's say you're a California league, you're in, San Francisco, there's a city league that's running your, a local 8-on-8 league or 5-on-5 league or whatever. So if they kind of opt into what FlagSpin is doing, and basically it's just going to be a matter of they'll post a link to us, we'll post a link to them, we'll list their events on our website, et cetera. We'll probably have some sort of a discount tied in to what they're doing. So if you play regularly, there's going to be a benefit to being a member of FlagSpin. A, because we already have all the information that we have. B, because we're going to have some specific sponsor discounts and stuff tied into local organizations and major leagues and tournaments and things that are going on. So it's going to be discount oriented. It's also going to be content oriented. We're probably going to have some premium articles, premium forums, stuff like that. At the very beginning, it's mostly just going to be about getting that information to you. So anybody who signs up for our newsletter, for instance, we're going to have, a weekly newsletter that we send out that kind of updates on here's upcoming events in your area. Here are, some of the latest news articles that we posted. Some, here's a play of the week that you can kind of try to implement into your system, or, things along those lines that'll help you as a flag football player get better at the sport and also kind of get connected so you know what's going on around you.
That's awesome. Well, this has been great. Again, it's FlagSpin.com. The site's going to launch this Sunday, right?
Correct. This Sunday, March 1st.
This Sunday, March 1st. So mark that on your calendars. We've got about 1 minute left in the podcast. So I like to ask all my guests, what are their closing thoughts? What do you want to leave our listeners with that they'll remember about FlagSpin.com so they can check out your website launch?
Well, essentially, I guess the only thing I would leave you with is, flag football is growing as a sport all across the nation, all across the world, really. I mean, one of the things that since we've started kind of marketing this and realizing and finding is that there's leagues in, Asia and Europe and, Australia. There's leagues all over the world that are growing as fast as they are here. And so it's a sport that I think is going to continue to grow, and it's a sport that we're going to continue to support. And, just by providing that resources and information, eventually, that's going to help everybody become better at what they do. And so that's kind of our mission. That's our objective is, not only to just provide resources and information, but to help other leagues, other organizers, other players be better, increase competition, and create a sport that is growing and, becoming better, more competitive so that people will continue to want to play in it. So, as long as we can kind of keep going down that path and, people are actually interested in it, we would love to hear what you want. We would love to hear what, you're a flag football player. This is what I want to see. This is what I'm, I need to hear. This is what I'm confused on. This is what I'd love more information on. Just visit our website, drop us a line, hit us on the contact form, on Facebook, drop us a message, tweet at us, whatever the case may be. We're very responsive. We'll get back to you. We'll do our best to kind of answer your questions, and we love new ideas as far as what kind of content you guys want to hear. And so I know it's going to be big. There's really nothing else out there that's going at it from this angle as far as just providing information. It's not about, our own league, our own tournament, anything like that. It's about connecting all the different leagues that are out there. So, I think as it grows, there's going to be a lot more opportunities, a lot more things that I don't even know what's on it's not even on the radar right now, but that'll come up and we'll be like, yeah, we got to do that. So we'd love to hear your thoughts. That's kind of the bottom line, I guess, and as we're growing. So, love the website and everything else. So we'd love to kind of stay in touch.
Great. All right. Well, again, it's FlagSpin.com. The launch is March 1st. Go to FlagSpin.com. You can also go to Facebook, check out some beautiful photography. Travis, thank you so much for your time, and good luck with the launch. And we will definitely check in with you and see how things are going.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a pleasure, and we're excited to see kind of how everything goes, and would love to be back in the future.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much, and good luck with the launch.
All right, thank you, man. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye.